Episode 16 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. On today's episode, them guys recap the Week 12 games and then analyze the Week 13 matchups for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. They also will discuss how well they did predict in the other Week 12 games, as well as recapping the results from their Week 12 fantasy matchups.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings with your hosts, Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
Football fans, Scolders, and the 12s, welcome to episode 16 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, along with my co-host, the Captain Book.
What do you say out there? We waiting for you.
And the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike. Top Gun. Cruise.
Go vertical. Go vertical. Hit the afterburners. There you go.
That's a professional right there.
No question about it.
All right, another great episode. As they buzz by again, in store for you today. And we're going to recap the Week 12 games and then take a deep dive into the Week 13 matchups, as we always do for our respective teams. Also, we're going to predict the outcomes of all of the Week 13 games and discuss our fantasy football team's results. I had a loss, which has never happened, so I don't know how it happened this week. But
it's a rarity.
Yeah, it's Cordarrelle Patterson. Stop saying your question. We'll get in the lineup, will you? As always, get your solo cup out. Fill it up. You know the line. That's where it goes after that little topper. Sit back and get ready for another fantastic voyage, Cap.
What's up, brother?
Let's roll.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking this one from the engine room because I got to try to get these engines going for these Seahawks. But this is your captain speaking, Captain Vuk here. And it's good to be with you all again with my brother B Gold and my other brother Top Gun on this absolutely fantastic voyage. Two different teams with two completely different paths. The Vikings are in the hunt and fighting for a chance to get into the big dance. Well done and stay on the trail. My squad, my Hawks, are really trending downward. And of late, this is not only unfamiliar territory for us, but it's unwelcome and uncomfortable territory, B Gold.
Yeah.
Right now, though,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So we will break down our last game and certainly look forward to what's next, as will you, regardless of how painful it might be. This is a serious storm we are in, but behind every storm cloud, there are clear skies. We just need to figure out when this storm will end. We will. Be Gold. Are you ready to talk some Hawks and Kings, my friend?
We always talk Hawks and Kings. And you know what? I believe we're fair. When they stink, we tell them.
We got to.
When they're good, we praise them. We always think they're going to win. I pick the Vikings every week, and you pick the Seahawks every week.
Yes, I do.
And you pick every other team in your division to lose every week.
No, I don't.
Let's check the stats.
Oh, man.
Check the stats.
Let's go.
All right, as we always.
You guys to beat Frisco.
Oh, come on. You just throw me a layup. That's all you were doing. All right, as we always do, let's start today with some questions and open items. I will tell you, this week's podcast was in a little bit of jeopardy. We're a couple days late, but we got a call from our number one fan, and he said, dudes, you can't miss a week. And we said, you're right.
He said, step our game up.
And he said, get in the game.
That's all good. We are here to represent.
All right. So, Kat,
What do you got, bro?
what was your favorite toy as a kid, and what is your favorite toy as an adult?
Okay, so questions have begun. My favorite toy as a kid?
Yes.
It was probably this F4 Phantom model jet that I put together because I was able to paint it correctly, get everything on it correctly. And I actually used it the way I probably should not have until my mom jammed me up because I would attach fireworks to it outside and try to make it really real. So that was probably my favorite toy as a kid growing up. And as an adult, my favorite toy? That is a very good question because I don't think like that. But
Well, you can actually, you answered half the question. So if you want to give yourself some time to think about that, I can either give my two answers or you can table it till next week. I don't need an answer right now, but
I'll get an answer today. But let's go ahead and get your first piece of that question answered, and then I'll have an answer for
all right,
the
I
adult
can do
toy.
both if you need a little bit more time because I have them. If I'm asking the questions, obviously I'm going to write down what I do.
I would figure that.
All right.
Let's
So,
hear this.
My favorite toy as a kid was electric football.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun.
We had a league.
That was
Matter of fact,
fun.
I meant to bring them down. I still have the players. I still have the electric football players. I meant to bring them down for this podcast. Darn it. All right. I might run up while you're doing something, but we'll see. If not, they'll be in the studio next week.
That sounds good.
So we had a league in the neighborhood when I was growing up, and we each had to have an electric football squad from both the NFC and the AFC. Obviously, the Vikings were my team for the NFC.
All right.
What my best friend at the time, he was a huge Dolphins fan, and the Dolphins were really good back then. So, he could really, he had the advantage back then. Not in electric football, but just in not that Minnesota wasn't good, but Miami did beat Minnesota in the Super Bowl.
Yes,
So
they
my
did.
AFC team was the Houston Oilers during the era of Dan Pastorini, Curly Culp, by the way, who just passed away. God bless his soul.
R.I.P.
Last week he passed away. Elvin Bethea, and of course, Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Shake a leg.
Shake a leg. So that's my favorite toy as a kid. Had a lot of good times with it. I still have the electric football players. I don't have the board, but I have the electric football players from back in the day.
That's cool.
And I will get them out on the table next week.
Was that game straight chaos or what?
It was
Be
chaos.
honest.
It was chaos. And you always knew the linemen, they just kind of vibrated and didn't move anywhere.
Right. How about when your running back gets the ball and then he just turns around and goes
And he goes the wrong way. Yeah. Or you throw a pass. You got to make up the rules throwing a pass.
I know.
You got that little thing and you doink it. And we had a rule where it had to hit the guy in order for it to be a completion.
Yep.
But not the base. It had to hit him on the body.
It had to hit the torso.
It had to hit on the body. So
That's good.
it couldn't hit the ground and bump up against the platform that they ran on. So that was my favorite toy as a kid. So are you ready for an adult or?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my favorite toy as an adult is probably, and I consider it a toy, but like a video game system.
Okay.
'Cause
Yes, that is a toy.
I can play with my kids on that and laugh and hang out with them on their level a little bit and get beat down, by them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool stuff. The graphics are way better than they were when I was a youngster.
Way better. Matter of fact, I have a couple antiquated ones upstairs that I'm saving just as so when my daughter gets them, she can sell them for some pretty good coin. Some pretty good coin because do they even use cube anymore? Is that what it's called?
You talking about Rubik's?
No. No. Mike, Top Gun knows what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Isn't there one called Cube?
Yeah, it's the Nintendo Cube.
Nintendo Cube.
okay,
So
yeah.
I still got, and I got a bunch of games with that.
Sweet.
But all right, let's move on to my answer. My favorite toy as an adult. Cap, you will appreciate this
I
one.
can't wait to hear it.
It's DJ equipment. So what's that song?
That was-
2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's called Where It's At by Beck. There also was a Jam Master Jay documentary called 2 Turntables and a Microphone.
Is that the one that documented his demise?
Yes.
I did see that. That was really good. It was
Really?
sad too, though.
I will say there's nothing better than the sound of mixed music from a record collection. Nothing.
And that's coming from a man with serious history in the musical world.
Exactly. And I still enjoy to this day making mixtapes and always am prepared for the summer parties here at the 479 Crib.
That's it, baby.
And both of you guys have been to them. And you know what?
Compound.
Exactly. The compound. And I make those mixes for who's arriving.
And they're always legit.
Exactly.
They're always legit.
All right, let's move on to some open items from the previous episodes. What I missed? I missed something?
I gotta get a question for B.
Oh yeah, I'm always doing that every week.
All right, so check it out.
I gotta get a note in here, Cap. Let the Cap get a question in.
Question for Billy Gold.
Yep.
When little Billy Gold was coming up as a youth, who were your favorite 2 comic book superheroes? And you can go with either the DC universe or the Marvel universe. It doesn't matter. And of course, as always, you have to tell us why. And I'd love to get Top Gun in this because I know Top Gun is feeling this one.
Yeah, this is up Top Gun's alley. So I have to have 2, huh?
Yeah, you can have 2.
I have 2. Do I have to have 2?
If you only got one, ride with your one main one.
Well, no. You know what? I have 2, and the second one I just added on because of what's coming up later in the podcast.
Okay, let's go.
But the first one is Thor.
Oh, nice.
Thor, the flowing locks. I had flowing locks back in the day.
I believe it.
I rocked the mullet.
I believe it.
I rocked the mullet. I will show you guys pictures.
And I bet you had a hammer too.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, Cap.
Go ahead. Out of the Marvel universe.
Exactly. Thor would be my number one by far.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, well, I can't say what I use the word Thor for, but no, what.
As a Viking fan, that doesn't even surprise me though. That's perfect.
Exactly. Who was another one? You know, there were some good ones. You know, Captain America was okay. I wasn't a really big Batman fan. You know, Superman. You know, if you throw some kind of rock at him, he falls over. I mean, stuff like that. I don't
know who was writing those scripts.
I don't like that kind of stuff. If my second one would probably be The Flash, and we'll tell you why later.
Okay, but why Thor though? Why Thor?
Why Thor? I told you the flowing locks.
That was it.
The power.
And the relation between his locks and your locks and his power, your power.
Exactly. I think they might have wrote it after me.
They may have. Top Gun, can we get you in on this one, brother?
I'll get in on this one.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to be blessed by my man Top Gun. The question again.
Who rarely appears on the show.
Favorite youth comic book hero, if you can get 2.
Yeah, that's easy. So first one is Nightcrawler.
Okay, I know about him.
X-Men. Yep.
Is he a worm?
He's
Don't have him come after you at night.
Yeah, he's not mainstream.
Okay.
You know, but I'm a comic book guy. So,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
So Nightcrawler be the first one, and then second one Hulk.
Oh yes, how can we forget that?
Yeah, I'm not a DC guy except for Batman and Superman, but
Nightcrawler. So
the Hulk.
I forgot a couple.
Okay, you want to add some more?
Yeah, I do. Diaper Man. What happened to Diaper Man?
Who's Diaper Man? You talking about Tarzan?
No, Diaper Man. Strong Man. Fast Man.
I never read that guy's comic book.
You guys never heard of those guys?
Never heard of them.
No.
Yes, I'm looking up. It's Diaper Man, Strong Man, Fast Man.
I'm gonna put on safe search though.
Well, no. This is yes, these are legitimate superheroes.
In what universe?
I'm not sure they're Marvel.
In the Pampers universe?
Top Gun will find it. No, these are legitimate.
I never
Strong
heard of
Man. You never heard of Strong Man?
them. No.
Not Diaper Man. Not.
Definitely not. I haven't.
Birdman. Come on, Mike. You got it.
I got it.
All right.
You got it.
Yeah.
Cuckoo Man. It was Cuckoo Man.
The Mighty Heroes.
The Mighty Heroes.
The Mighty.
Who never heard of the Mighty Heroes?
What universe is that, Mike?
It's from Marvel.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done. Those are
Do
your
your
favorites? Are
research,
they your
fellas. I
favorites?
did mine.
I just asked for favorites, though. Is
So
that your?
it was a TV show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was a TV series.
It was probably
It was
black
only
and
on-
white.
No, it was not black and white. It was color.
It was only on for 1 year.
1 year. Yes.
Okay, they were
Cuckoo
one and
Man.
done.
Who are the characters? Who are the characters, Mike?
Hold on, I gotta.
Come on. I can tell you. It's Strong Man. It's Cuckoo Man. It's Diaper Man.
I don't want to ask what Diaper Man did.
Diaper Man, when he was a little baby, had a powerful bottle.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, so they call them the Mighty Heroes.
Oh,
Yes, there was like 5 of them, right?
This is fantastic.
So,
Who
we
would
have Strong Man.
Yep.
Rope Man.
Rope Man, yeah, Rope Man.
Man.
Tornado Man.
Tornado Man, yes, he was a bomb.
Yeah. Cuckoo Man.
Cuckoo Man.
And then the last one is Diaper Man.
See?
Oh, I got to find a comic book now. I'm on the hunt.
No, you don't.
The graphics are horrible.
No, they're great. We're great
Oh,
superheroes.
wow. You know what?
When you're young.
I'm not even going to share mine. I'm just going to move on.
No. No, you can share them.
The chain.
Oh, I bet my former boss, who's our #1 fan, knows that group.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna ask him on Monday.
That's a trivia question for a holiday party or something.
I got 3 out of 5.
Yeah, we'll just figure it out.
That was good. I never heard of them cats before.
Okay, I can't believe you.
All right, let me ask a question for the real deal.
Okay.
All right, this is a little bit different. If the real deal could spend New Year's Eve anywhere on Earth, which I'm sure he can, by the way, and probably will, where will he go and why?
The real deal. Anywhere on New Year's Eve.
Yep. Anywhere on Earth. I know he's traveled outside of it
Earth.
before.
Whew. Has to be somewhere warm. Has to be somewhere
For the real deal?
where everything's included.
That's no surprise to our listeners at all.
The real deal.
Where would you go?
Where would I go?
Somewhere in Europe, somewhere in
No, not Europe. Matter of fact,
Latin America.
no Latin America. Actually, maybe the Canary Islands, but not for New Year's. Where would I go for New Year's? You guys know me. I'm pretty consistent.
You're going back to the blue water.
I'm going back to the blue water. I have my first solo cup the same time every day.
Okay.
I'm a very regimented guy.
Consistent.
I eat lunch at like 11 o'clock so I don't wait in line. I'm very regimented. So New Year's Eve, give me a sandals. Give me a sandals.
Okay.
Give me a sandals
That's a good
with
start.
the wife. Give me a sandals.
good start.
Doesn't matter. It could be Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados. It could be Jamaica. Give me a sandals.
I'm with you on that. That sounds good.
I'll take that one.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, you don't want to do your superheroes?
Sure. Why
All
not?
right.
So my number one is Batman.
Batman.
For sure.
Okay.
Reasons.
The Dark Knight.
He's got the cool hideout. He's got the Bat Cave. He's got airplane, boat. The sweet car with the fire coming out of the back.
And he's got a butler.
He does have a butler, and he brings him milk and cookies too. So he eats healthy. I did like that as a kid. And he's got a motorcycle, and he's got that super cool back computer. They could put anything in there, and it comes out and get you answers.
But he's got one thing we don't need.
What's that?
Robin.
The boy wonder, or
Yeah,
as the Joker
yeah,
calls him.
yeah.
The Joker calls him the boy blunder. But yeah, I don't know if I would roll with Robin. I don't know if I need to. But my number 2 guy was Spider-Man. Spider-Man was cool too. He flying around, throwing webs around people, hopping from building to building in Manhattan. That was pretty cool.
You know what Robin reminds me of?
You going after him?
Yeah, I'm going after him.
Go after him, then. Go after him.
Robin is Barney Fife.
Oh wow! In the DC universe, that's cold.
No, Andy Griffith and Barney
Cold.
Fife.
That's cold.
Yeah, right? Mike, do you know who Andy Griffith is?
I know of the show.
so you haven't watched it. That's what I'm taking out of that. Okay. Well, the older folks on this call.
Darker in like the Red Hood, though. He doesn't know about the Red Hood.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. I missed
right.
that one. So there was a Barney Fife and a Red Hood. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
Oh, okay.
that was when he left that Barney Fife type of situation, and he became much darker.
Oh.
I'll put it like that.
I did not know that.
That's all right.
He becomes Nightwing. He does a whole transformation.
Barney Fife from Andy Griffith?
Oh, it's just like he said, transformation.
Oh,
You don't want to see him at night.
I got to get that.
He doesn't have as much mercy as Batman, if you
Yeah.
can believe that. And Batman sometimes doesn't
Barney
have a lot of
Fife.
mercy.
Yeah, he grows up.
Nightwing.
Yeah, he
This
grows
is
up.
great. Well, he grows up. He was already an adult. Andy Griffith. All right.
We better get back to the
Yeah, we gotta go.
podcast.
Let's
That's
move on to
funny.
some open items. I know we haven't talked any football yet.
Not yet.
All right. Open item number 1. You guys have been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting for it. We've been talking about it. Talking. We have the results. The 40-yard dash time. Results are in. Except for the cap. Get out there, Cap.
I was tied up last week.
Yeah, you were tied up. Exactly. I know. We had to come rescue that rope. It took us 15 minutes to get it off you. All right. Top Gun and I both had 2 attempts on an indoor track. My first run, I had the bite of the pastrami sandwich. I lined up, and I got in the 130-degree angle with one of my legs, like they tell you, and
And you launched yourself.
I launched myself. I timed in at 6.9 seconds.
That's not
okay,
bad. That's good.
that we knew we were doing 2 runs. You don't want to gas yourself on the first run, so I came in at 6.9. 6.9. Top Gun got out there. He blistered a 6.1, and I'm going, dude, I'm a second behind you. So on my second attempt, I stepped up my game. And you know what? I came across the timeline at 5.98 seconds.
Wow, you shaved a whole second off.
5.98 seconds.
That's impressive.
I was blistering.
That's impressive.
All right, Top Gun was up next. He was running at a blistering record pace, but he pulled up lame with about 15 yards to go with a right hamstring issue.
Oh, man.
Whew. So we did not take that time, so he had to go with his first time, 6.1, which is very respectable, by the way.
Very.
And by the way, it helped me amp my game up because I'm going, wow, second behind him. I was milking it the first time.
Competitive nature of in your body that you have.
So the cat, Mike, has now been put on notice and is currently training for his runs, hopefully to be completed in the next couple of weeks. I left that track with a sore right groin. I re-aggravated my left hamstring and my left ankle. I had pain in both thighs and a strained right shin. It took 4 days and plenty of mead for the injuries to calm down.
Did the mallet finger get re-agitated?
No, that's the only thing that did not. but there's surgery coming up on it.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, it is tough being a superstar.
It's hard.
It's tough. So, Cap,
Yes,
do you
sir.
know the song by the Temptations featuring Rick James called Standing on the Top?
I'm sure I've heard it.
It's a great song, and one line in the song helped inspire me along the way for my epic run.
Can you share that line with us?
They say how great you are, a superstar. I mean, come on. How does that inspire you?
I mean, you're nailing the vocals, brother. I love it.
Standing on the top. All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Open item number 2. We usually do corrections. I think for the first time we were actually okay last week. I don't think we have any corrections.
I don't have any.
So, Cat.
My brother. Where are we at?
We were going to do the tip of the cap from the Cat, but you told me you were going to have a new segment.
Yeah, I don't have a tip of the cap. I got something a little different that I got to do for the 12s and for the Seahawks and for the Emerald Nation, just to keep everything in perspective. So I hope y'all just bear with me. And if you want to give me a cadence, that's cool. But if not, it's all right. So just lean on back and I'll tell a tale of an awesome trip. It left from Destiny Travel Ways on one of their cool ships. The season started out just right with the home win over the Colts, but the team seems to have lost their way after racking up our 8th loss. We're 3-8. The clouds are dark and the weather is mean, and we seem to be way off course. If not for the courage of a never quit crew, the Seahawks would be lost. Our ship will touch down for the world to see for a Lumenfield fight with dangerous Coach Carroll to B-Wags and the Blue Swarm. That's our defense. Tila Akit and DK, Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs in Seattle for another Hawks fight that I hope we win. We're not quitting, B-Gold. We will not quit. All chips are in. We're selling out. Extra reps, extra film, extra grit, no quit.
Wow.
It's the only way out, brother.
That was impressive.
It's the only way out.
That was impressive.
This is longer than the 3-hour tour, my man.
The minnows would be lost, right? The minnow, not the minnows. Minnow, right? Is that the name of the boat?
The SS Minnow was that boat, but
that was awesome.
That's where we are.
We're doing a lot of singing.
I apologize for the lack of harmony, but I did my best.
No,
And
I
maybe
felt it.
My man can put something underneath that later. Who knows?
I felt it. Well, yeah, we'll get trapped on it, and we'll be getting these nasty grams again. You can't do that. You can't do that.
No.
All right, let's move on to the real deal moment of the week.
This is my favorite part.
There's 2 of them this week.
Let's go.
A score that rarely happens in the NFL occurred during the Seahawks-Washington game when Seattle's defensive end, Rasheem Green, blocked an extra point and he ran it back for a 2-point score to tie the game at 9. This never, ever, ever happens. And when it happens, everybody's looking around. Is he getting 7 points? Is he getting 2 points? Is he getting 1 point? What's he getting? So you never see that play, Cap, right?
No, you don't. And the fact that he got points because he's on defense and we need our defense to score.
Exactly.
Because our offense is having trouble.
It's almost like a reverse safety, right?
It is. And Rasheem Green has been playing hard all year.
Yeah. No,
And so
he
I
blocked
was
it.
happy to see. That was exciting.
He blocked it, recovered it, and ran it all the way back.
Yeah, he
So
got the trifecta.
right, during that play, something else happened. The Washington football team's kicker was injured trying to chase down Green, and he was out. This happened right before half. He was out for the remainder of the game. This cost them to go for multiple 4th downs and a 2-point conversion.
Which came back to really hurt us.
Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't have came down to that last drive if, in fact, they had a kicker. But their punter,
right.
obviously, hey, Coach Rivera, make sure your punter can kick a 30-yard field goal. What's going on here? Have somebody, your tight end, call me. I'll jump on the field. And not only do I field punts off the post, I can kick them through the uprights. So let's go.
Let's do it.
What are you doing? All right, real deal moment of the week. Number 2, you're gonna dig this one, Cap. So, microphones were present. They were present, Cap, to capture the real deal breaking 6 seconds.
Let's go.
Did you hear that? Like I was shot out of a cannon.
Sound like a chariot.
That is some talent right there, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. 5.98. You go back, check the tape. It was 5.98. We had it. We had an audio tape, Cap.
And witnesses.
That's
Awesome.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
All right.
Man.
So let's move to the Bam Bam moment of the week. I couldn't find one, but Cap said they were all over the league. So evidently I was missing them all. So
there were hits all over the league, but in the Seahawks game, there were so many that this is unusual, but I have a record 4 Bam Bam awards to give out.
Wow.
So I'll start now. In the first quarter with about 13 minutes and 58 seconds left on a punt return, number 82 of the Washington football team, Logan Thomas, you got bam-bammed by John Radigan, a West Point graduate. Logan Thomas, you better keep your head on a swivel on them special teams, man, and pay attention at all times when you're dealing with an officer on deck, which is what John Radigan is.
So then he must have heard the what did we do last week?
Oh, the mission briefing.
He heard the mission briefing.
John Radigan was locked in.
Exactly.
He might get a special shout out in the next one, if there is a next one. So the second Bam Bam Award in the second quarter on 2nd and 9 with about 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. Number 82, Logan Thomas, a repeat recipient. He got Bam Bammed by Quandre Diggs. All legit hit. He got totally hammered.
This was his first week back, by the way. He's been on IR for quite some time, Logan Thomas.
Well, he may be heading back because he took 2 significant shots. And he not only got popped by Quandre hit him so hard, B-Gold, that he got him involved in a pop pick, which is what happens when you get popped so hard that you lose the ball. And then Jamal Adams got a second pick, his second pick of the season. So it was a beautiful, good old pop pick, tip drill. So number 3, in the second quarter with about 8 minutes and 33 seconds left on a 1st and 10 for the Washington football team, number 1, DeAndre Carter, you got bam-bam by Jamal Adams. You got turned into a slow-moving propeller, my man. Next time you play us, you might want to get your seasick medication out because our defense does that to people. And last, in the third quarter on 2nd and 10 with about 11 minutes to go. Number 1, DeAndre Carter, another repeat recipient. You got bam, bam by Jordan Brooks trying to slide across the middle of the field on a pass route. Jordan put you in a waffle iron and squeezed you into the turf. All legit. Excellent technique. It was beautiful. So I know Cam Chancellor, if he's listening, you would have been proud of them 4 hits, my man. Well done, Hawks defense. You guys played your butts off. Can't say that on the other side, but we'll get to that later. That's it.
That's it. Wow. A lot of them this week. A lot of them. All right, it's game recap time. So, let's get to the Week 12 recap of the Vikings. Has Mike Zimmer lost his mind? Coach Conservative has now become Coach, there ain't no 4th down I ain't going for. Dude, while I appreciate you taking my advice to be more aggressive, you've gone mad. Desperation is set in. And I guess you realize that. Zim, the end is near. All right, to the game. Cousins had a good game. 238 yards, 2 TDs to Thielen, but he also had a bad interception that set up a short 49er scoring drive in the third quarter. He also couldn't connect with Justin Jefferson on a 2-point conversion. The ball was like 5 yards short. It was awful. It was hard to watch. Once again later, he couldn't connect with Jefferson on a 4th down from the 3-yard line. This came after burning a timeout when somehow, you're behind the same butt all year and you line up under the guard instead of the center.
Don't tell me that happened.
That happened on a 4th down play.
No way.
And they on the 3-yard line, they had to waste a timeout. How does that happen?
Captain Kurt Cousins did this?
Captain Kurt. You know, I figure if you have your hand on somebody's butt for the whole game, it's probably warm. When you go into one that's cold, you've got to be in the wrong spot.
I just need to know, did Wilson see this?
Wilson, he was sleeping. Except for the last-minute field goals.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Last week, they had success with the jet sweep to Dynamite, Mr. JJ.
Love it.
But they didn't even attempt it in this game. Also, why are you calling a play-action pass on 4th and goal? Everyone knows you ain't running.
Yeah.
That's 4th down from the 3-yard line. You're not running. What's the play action pass going to do? You know what it's going to do? It's going to get the defensive line a easier shot to get to you quicker. The Niners then drove down the field in the field goal range, but Robbie Gould missed from 42 yards out with a minute 56 left. Here we are again. This is my life. And we had a chance, and they had a chance to put the game away, but we're still alive. We drove to the San Francisco 38 before turning it over on downs when Cousins missed Jefferson on 4th and 8. The officials clearly missed the pass interference call on the 3rd down pass attempt to KJ Osborne. It was clear. Check the tape. I know you can't call everything, but when you're at that point in the game, you got to call that.
And did he have a chance to catch the ball? That guy does not miss.
It does not. It was right in his belly. The guy tackled him from behind.
Yep. There was a lot of PIs this
All right, so I got to give a shout out to my colleague George, who's a huge 49ers fan.
Oh, yeah, I know George. Yeah. Absolutely.
He could have gloated about the win, but he took the high road and did not. Instead, he talked about Jimmy Garoppolo's happy feet in the pocket and how that will end up being the downfall of their season. So
I hope it starts next week.
That's right, George. You're going against the Seahawks next week. I would hope that I would have acted the same way towards him had the Vikings won. No chance.
You would have been a gentleman about it, but
no, I'm just kidding. But my initial reaction, I would have screamed, yes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I probably would have toned it down when I saw George walk into the room. All right, there was a big swing in the game when the 49ers scored twice in a 22-second span in the third quarter. It was awful to watch. Anyway, Vikings now stand at 5-6 with a trip to Detroit to take on the 0-10-1 Lions. All right, let's see what happens there. Let's go to fun fact number 1. Fun fact.
You're gonna dig this.
Number 1, we got it. Vikings are still, we talked about this for 3 or 4 weeks now, the only team in the NFL this year to hold a lead of 7 or more points in every game. Doing again this week made Minnesota the 17th team in the Super Bowl era to take a lead of 7 points in the first 11 games. Here's the part that hurts. The first 16 teams to do it had an 850 percentage of winning. We don't. We're lower than 500. They were 850. We're lower than 500. Awful.
He slams the paper down.
The Vikings are the only team to do it and have a losing record.
I love it.
I don't need a skull horn for that. All right. Fun fact number 2.
I know you're gonna dig this.
The streak continues. All but one of Minnesota games have been decided by one score. Vikings. It's tough, Cap. It's tough. You're watching.
I am, and I understand it. I understand that it's hard because you guys you haven't hit your full stride yet. You're winning a little bit, lose a little bit, win a little, lose a little.
Exactly. You know what? Go back and check my run. I hit my stride. Get with it, guys. Get with it. All right. Not so fun fact. For the 3rd week in a row, again, in the last 2 minutes prior to halftime, the Vikings gave up a score. They've now allowed 66 points in the final 2 minutes of the first half. The most for any team through 11 games since the year 2000. We're in 2021. It was 21 years ago. What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right. Game balls and then breaking news. Game balls, I typically don't give out a game ball in a loss, but I need to give one out to the rookie kick returner running back, Kenny Nwangwu. I said that pretty good, huh? Nwangwu.
Sounds good.
He took another kickoff to the house in the 3rd quarter, which cut the lead to 31-26. This guy looks like the real deal. Well, he doesn't exactly look like the real deal because the real deal's a little better looking, but he looks like the real deal. He looks good. Breaking news this week, Dalvin Cook got injured in the game. He did avoid a season-ending injury, but he's going to need 3 to 4 weeks to recover. It's a torn labrum. Tough loss. Yeah, Madison's backing up, and hopefully Nwangu's going to get some play too. So we'll see what goes on there. Also, linebacker Anthony Barr left the game in the 3rd quarter with a hamstring injury. He's questionable this week, as well as rookie OT Christian Darrisaw, ankle. So we have some injuries going into the Lions. It's going to be a tough game, and they're awful.
The game is in Detroit, though, right?
It's in Detroit. That's why I think it's going to be a little tougher. But the last game at home was tough.
What's Detroit's record?
10-1. So
you think they're going to get it against
they better not. If they get it, they will fire Zimmer right after the game. Finally, breaking news this week. I just added this in as a last minute. Saints QB Taysom Hill. He suffered the same injury last night, mallet finger, as Rusty Wilson did earlier this season.
At least you recognize it wasn't Russell. It was Rusty.
Yeah, I got a circle. It says Rusty.
Yep.
I do have something outside the box with the real deal. I think we're going to table that. But what I will say to the fans is next week, I'll give Cap a little chance to do some research on this. We need to talk about the gutless move by former Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly.
Heading to LSU?
Yeah. When his team could be ranked in the top 6 and play for a championship.
Yeah. And
he takes a 10-year deal to go coach LSU.
There's a lot at play there.
Gutless. Awful.
That team is going to be just fine. Trust me, Notre Dame.
I like the replacement, but gutless.
Did you see the welcome video that the team did?
With the family thing?
No.
Oh, did you see that one?
No, I didn't see that one.
So let me do that first, and then you can do coach. Okay. So Brian Kelly, as he's leaving Notre Dame, he goes, "Thank you, family, for all I've experienced here." And then he shows up next morning in LSU, and he goes, "Talking about my family."
No way.
Yes, it's on tape.
Well, there's real and there's unreal.
And real is right here in this room.
That's it, in the building, as always.
All right, what do you got for that, Cap?
Just a little short skip that I saw. It was a video of I don't know who this gentleman was, one of their strength coaches or a coach, was just addressing the team, encouraging the youth in there. They were all on the knee. And as he was maybe 20 seconds into it, he goes, "I would like to introduce you to your new head coach." And then the new head coach comes in and the place erupts. And it was not fake. It was real. So these kids are going to be just fine over there.
Good. Glad to hear. That is my favorite college football team. We have not had that. That wasn't a question you've asked me, Cap. But University of Bridgeport doesn't have a football team. So
that's funny. When I was a youngster, I thought I was going to go play football at Notre Dame.
You did, because Notre Dame's always been my team, and the Vikings have had some a lot of Notre Dame guys on their team. So
Yeah, it's really tough to get a scholarship there to play football.
it is. All right.
But it was a great goal.
So, Cap, it's time for you to take the mic and
go.
run with the recap of the Seahawks and the Washington football team.
Captain.
All right. Like I said, I'm taking this from the engine room because one of the left engine is working and the rear engine is working, but the right engine is not working, which is where the offense lies. So if you don't know, we lost the game 17-15 to the Washington football team. And there are a couple of things that stood out right off the beginning. Number one, our defense played lights out football all the way until the time where the gas tanks were empty, to where they couldn't really sustain it anymore because they were on the field for 79 plays. Yeah, they were on the field for 79 plays. Yep. Our offense was on the field for 45 plays, which is a typical pattern we've been running into with our offense.
Yeah.
We had 10 first downs. The Washington football team had 27. So those are all drive extenders that destroy a team. We had one running first down, which means we were not.
That was on the first play of the game, wasn't it?
We were not in a lot of running downs for first downs because we're getting lit up on our second and third downs and inabilities to convert. So you put people in predictable situations in the NFL, guess what happens to you? The defense predicts what you're going to do, and then they blow it up. And that's what we were dealing with. So it's really easy to look at the playmakers and go, you guys aren't getting it done. Now, I do have to put some onus on the offensive line a little bit because they seem to have problems picking up blitzes. And the defense, they did a little bit better with the screen pickups. That's been killing us all year. That started to get us late in the game as they started to get fatigued. But the defense is not the problem. And if anybody wants to go after Ken Norton Jr., you're barking up the wrong tree. And that's
wait a minute.
I know
you drove to his house. You drove to the facility.
I was on autopilot for some reason.
There was you went right through the red lights.
That was a Tesla that was on that electronic program. It just took me there. But Ken Norton's not the problem. He did this last year where the defense was on a historic pace downward. He turned it around. The team was on a historic pace downward this year. Same people. He turned it around. So it ain't the defense. It's our sadly predictable offensive scheme. Now, everybody knows Russell Wilson's talented. He's a little banged up. Whether he should have played or not, that's on the offensive coach, the O coordinator. If the player doesn't pass the flight test, the flight check, pre-flight check, you can't put him out there, coach. Okay? You got to have some courage, and you got to tell the player that they're not going. At least if they're not starting, start the other person and see what happens and weigh it. If that's the case. Now, I don't know how Russell looks during the week because I'm not privy to their practices. But if he looks like he's not sharp enough, man, you owe it to the rest of the squad to put the best player in. And if you're going to preach competition all the time, you got to live it and put the right person in. Now, the first downs are a problem for us. One running first down and 8 with 9 or 10 total. The 10th one was on a penalty. We got a first down. It's not good enough, B Gold. I want to talk about really quickly the time of possession. Even though we did have a turnover, we had one interception. I described that earlier in the Bam Bam Award where Quandre blew the cat up and the ball, the pop pick deal. But we had the ball for 18 minutes and 20 seconds. That's even less than the one 2 weeks ago. I think it was against Green Bay, maybe, where we had it for 19 minutes. And anytime you let an offense keep the ball for 41 minutes and 40 seconds, it's going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to win. The bizarre thing is we were still in the game because we don't quit, which I appreciate, but we need to get the team some help. And the help is going to have to come in the form of an offensive coordinator, B Gold. We don't have an offensive coordinator right now.
I don't understand why you got rid of offensive coordinator last year because the numbers he put up last year were records.
Yeah, as I look back and as I'm living through what I'm living through now, I don't understand why we were all hating on Bevel.
Former Viking coach too.
I don't understand it. And even Schottenheimer. I mean, unless there was friction at the other levels of coaching.
Where's Bevel now?
I don't know. Probably doing something successful.
But he's not. He's not on another. He's not on another NFL squad.
I don't know where he's at. To be honest with you,
there's a takeaway. We got to find that out. Where's Bevel?
Yeah, I would like to see.
Where's Waldo? Where's Bevel?
Where's Daryl Bevel at?
Yeah, we got to find that out. Bevel.
We had a historic amount of 3 and outs.
I saw 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And it was hard to watch.
We had a 4 and out and we had a 5 and out, and we had 5 or 6 3 and outs, which is just sickening. It's really sickening. Now, I've played offense and I've played defense. When I'm playing offense, the last thing I want to do is not let my D rest. And I mean, I know the offensive players have to be super frustrated because they know the impact of this. The only way to turn this season around, whether we get into playoffs or not, the only way to turn this season around is to get the same amount of grit that we show on defense and on special teams, because our special teams play hard, is to get that same grit on offense. And I don't know if it means getting this offensive coordinator out of there now, if it's his problem. I mean, ultimately, you're in charge of the offense. So if Captain Kirk's ship goes down, they're going to blame Captain Kirk, right?
Absolutely.
He's running that ship. So Pete Carroll, either he has to make a business decision or John Schneider or somebody has to make a business decision if this guy can't step up. Now, we are 3-8. That's 11 games. He's shown flashes mainly in the very beginning of the season. The flashes now are much less. One drive. We had a good drive.
Not having Carson doesn't help, though.
It doesn't. But you know what? In the NFL, if you give a running back
Next
a
man
lane,
up.
you give him a lane. Next hawk up. Exactly.
Denver proved that. The Broncos proved that year in, year out. Doesn't have to be a great name to do the running.
And I know you may not want to hear this, but what is New England doing?
Same
I don't
point.
even know who's on their squad.
By the way, I will have a
balling.
segment next week just saying, Belichick, I'll never say apology, but
but more respect.
But I'll give
How
you
about get that man some more respect?
you will have a respect piece.
All right. So
next week. If you win this week.
So I'm basically done with the recap. I mean, it was another painful loss. We were in it though to the end, and we, Russell hit a dime at the end there with my man Swain. So people's always on Russell. It ain't on Russell, man.
No.
It's on this flipping offensive coordinator. And if you don't remember his name is Shane Waldron. That's it.
Bevels with Jacksonville now.
He's their offensive coordinator?
He is their offensive coordinator. Yep.
Wow, he's with the Jaguars.
Okay.
So he's got Trevor Lawrence.
He's got a new QB. Watch what they do.
All right. And you know what? You can't judge him on the first year because Rook pretty much
He's
still
proven,
very young.
And he's proven too. So I'm good with my recap, brother.
All right, here's my thoughts. I was going to talk about the 41 to 19-minute advantage, but I saw Washington. They controlled the clock throughout the game.
Clearly.
Without their kicker for half of the game, they had to pass on multiple field goal attempts. This enabled the Seahawks to hang around and make it close with a late score. The Seahawks also appeared to have recovered the onside kick, but were flagged for a penalty that I was not aware of. No player can line up inside the hashes next to the kicker.
Right.
I did not know that.
Wasn't aware
Did you know that rule?
No, not at the time. I learned
did not
it
know
really quickly. And
when they said it, I was like, I've never seen that, because you want to know why? Everybody probably knows it so well that nobody goes in the hashes.
Right.
And why this guy jammed in there, I don't know, but
he was trying to inch closer to the ball because he knew it was going to that side.
I've never ever seen that. And he tried a right, left fakey thing, and it worked.
Yeah, it did.
But the guy lined up in the wrong place. Yeah. And then he almost got the second one.
Yeah, that was concerning because, I mean, that's a West Point graduate too, so you wouldn't expect that. So that was something that's probably not a well-known rule. And that's not a special teams coach who's awesome. But
I didn't know it.
I can tell you. That's not the reason why we lost. We should have been in that position.
No, exactly. And like I said, if they had a kicker, they probably would have kicked 2 field goals and probably wouldn't have been a 2-score game. But we'll see.
We just need to score points on offense. I mean, we don't even get DK to rock. He gets no looks hardly until
he was mad too.
I don't blame him.
He was mad.
And now he still needs to keep his professional bearing, but I don't blame him for being upset. It's like, all the other teams are doing it. That's the thing that kills me, B Gold.
Well, sometimes, not all the time, we leave Dynamite out of the game. Sometimes we leave Thielen out of the game. Doesn't make any sense.
When you get those 2 men the ball, they make things happen.
Exactly. So. Jet sweep, screen, just turn and throw the ball. Anyway, Last observation for the Seahawks. I think I'm a realistic guy, and I think I'm pretty fair. I'm seeing nothing better than a 3-3 finish for you guys.
Well, you know what?
I hope for more.
I will take 3 more wins to experience wins again. I'll take them.
So that would have you finish at a 6-11.
You know what?
That probably gets them a top 10 pick in the upcoming draft.
That's better than the alternative.
Well, the problem with that
3-14. That's better than that. So.
Well, the problem with that is the pick belongs to the Jets.
Interesting.
Jamal Adams, who's a baller.
I am so ready to move on from that loss.
All right, let's get to the Week 13 picks.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guy, be gold by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed, in comes the real deal. He's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Boot Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. The picks. Battle tested.
There's certain parts of our show that will never, ever be replaced. That's one of them.
I love it too. I love it.
There's certain parts that are just not going away. So get used to them. All right, season prediction record after the Week 12 results. Cap, he went 8-7, a little above 500. He's broken the century mark. He's 104 wins and 60 losses for the season. I had closed the gap to 2 games, but if you followed me this week, you lost money. I went 5-10, 5-10.
That's going to change this week.
So now I'm 99. I'm right under the century mark, 99-65. So the Cap increases lead from 2 games to 5 games. Again, I had a horrible week. All right, let's get with it. Let's start with our games. Week 13, Minnesota at Detroit. 2 teams have met each other 120 times, with the Vikings winning 79 games and Detroit winning 39. Also, there's been 2 ties. The Vikings won a nail-biter early this season, but I think they win comfortably in this matchup, even at Detroit. I got Minnesota 34, Detroit 17.
Well, let me just share with you that I think your team, and I don't know how much is going to be weighted on Zimmer, but I think the Minnesota Vikings going to Detroit on a mission, and they're going to put the 40 burger on Detroit. Alexander Madison is going to showcase with no reservation what he can do. And isn't this his contract year?
It is.
Watch out. Minnesota 40, Detroit 20. It's going down.
40-20. All right, let's get to the... you guys are a Sunday 8 p.m. game this week?
You know what? I thought they flexed us out of that. We should be at 425.
You removed the 425?
Yeah, we got flexed out because a lot of people didn't want to see us, apparently. I want to see us, though.
49ers at Seattle. San Francisco's run game, I believe, is going to control the clock and send the Seahawks to their 9th loss. I got San Francisco 30, Seattle 20. Now, wait. There's no way the Cap is taking San Francisco. No way.
You darn Skippy. I'm not taking San Francisco. Number one, I hope they come in with this, we're going to run the ball over Seattle mentality, because guess what we do to running backs?
Bam, bam.
We blow them up.
Yeah.
Our run defense is way more stout than people realize. And I know they have pride, and they are going to, and this is a rivalry game too, so I'm not even going to talk about the records.
Nope.
I am going to talk about Kittle because he's destroyed us in the past. And we've had problems with tight ends. But guess what? We got Jamal Adams pretty much specifically for Kittle.
Yep.
So it's going to be a great matchup between those two. Garoppolo's playing well, but I like playing defense against Garoppolo. We're going to get with his program. Carlos Dunlap played like 8 snaps last week. I don't know why. Carlos is going to get some work in on this one. So is Rasheem Green and the rest of our crew. So Seattle Seahawks, do what I say. Listen to Commander Vuk's mission briefing.
That was for last week.
Listen to it anyway. The answers are there. Listen to any of his briefings. The answers are there. Seattle Seahawks 34 at home in front of these 12s. San Fran, I shouldn't say 7, but I'm going to say 7 and get them mad.
34-7.
It's going to go down. We're going to explode this time, finally.
Woo!
Not afraid. B Gold is breaking out to a sweat now.
That might be a free lunch.
Oh, man. You know what? If you want that, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, let's get to the other Week 13 games.
All right.
It's time for
My man Rick, what's up, baby? It's good to see you again.
He always joins us for the rest of the games.
Love it.
We were going to pick the Thursday night game, but we didn't do the podcast in time.
That's out.
That's out. All right. Denver at Kansas City. Should be a good, close game. But the Chiefs prevail 27-23.
That's the Sunday night game. That's in Kansas City, and I got the Chiefs getting it done 28-17 against
So that was
very
the flex
feisty
game right
Bronco
there.
game.
That was the flex game.
Yep,
That's
they
where we
flipped
placed
it.
you guys.
Yep.
Okay. Let's move on to the Giants visiting the Fish down in Miami.
And I'm just going to say our game's going to be more exciting. You watch.
Yeah, all right. I'm hoping. I'll be watching. Giants going with the swim with the fish in Miami. Looks like Mike Glennon's getting the start for the Giants. Oh, my goodness. Mike Glennon.
Oh,
So,
boy. What
so
happened to Jones?
he's out, neck injury.
Oh,
So
man.
Miami's going to win by 2 scores, 23-10.
I was going to take the Giants to win, but I'm taking Miami to win 20-17.
So, see, I should have...
You should have told
I
me
should
that.
have told you Glennon was out. I would have had a chance to make one up.
Oh,
Now, you know
man.
what? But I got to win fair and square.
Roger
All right.
that.
Tampa Bay goes down to the Birds and visits Atlanta. This is an easy road from Tampa Bay, 34-17.
You always make me nervous when you say easy in the NFL, but I'm taking Tampa Bay 31, Atlanta 17.
All right, that's easy.
It looks easy on paper, but
All right.
they got to go earn it.
LA Chargers going to Cincy. This should also be a really good game.
Sure should.
But I see Cincy winning at home. They're kind of on a little bit of roll. Joe Mixon's been good. I got Cincy 31, Chargers 27.
Wow, we are so close. I also have Cincinnati holding it down at home. Loving Joe Burrow and how he's using his weapons and Jamar Chase and Mixon and the defense too. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals winning 30-28 over the Chargers.
28. We go pretty close.
Yeah,
All
really
right.
close.
For the second week in a row, the Eagles travel up the Jersey Turnpike to play the Jets. They didn't have success last week, but they're going to handle the Jets. 31-13, lock of the week.
Oh, your lock of the week last week didn't come out so
I know
good.
that was Philly against the Giants.
I know. I'm going with the I'm going to go with the New York Jets here.
New York Jets.
They're at home. They've been playing pretty
I want them
solid,
to win. They did
and I
knock
like
Philly
their
down.
defense. They got some hitters on their D.
All right,
I'm going to take the Jets 28-20 over Philly.
28-20. Okay.
That's opposition.
Let's see who Cat picks on this one, Mike. I'm just here. I'm going to circle this right here. Circle that right there, okay?
Let's see what's cracking.
I got the Cardinals visiting the Bears.
Oh, that's so funny.
Cardinals travel to the Windy City and they beat up the Bears 27-13.
Now, Chicago's a heck of a squad, but they're getting crushed in this game.
All right.
28-7. Arizona's going to thump them. It's almost playoff time.
Did he just pick a team in his own division to win, Mike?
I got to keep it real.
All right. Well, a couple
We
weeks
got a
ago.
tough division.
A couple weeks
You guys
ago.
found that out last week.
A couple weeks ago, if somebody was related to a team in your division, you bet it against them.
Hey, still a tough conference, though.
All right. Indy. Indy visits Houston. The underrated Colts squad run over the Texans 30-16.
Oh, yeah. The Colts are on a good pace right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing. 31, Houston 10.
31-10.
Indianapolis gets it done on the road.
Let's get some of the 4 p.m. games. The Washington football team visits the Raiders. Interesting game here, as I think this game is a toss-up. But I need the Raiders to win to help out the Vikings. So I'm picking them at home, 24-23.
Yeah, this game is not a toss-up to me, even though it's closer than I would think it'll be. I'm taking the Vegas Raiders at home, 28-21 over the Washington football team.
There you go. All right. Jacksonville with their new offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevel, that we just found out about. He does have a job.
He's not ready yet, though.
They visit the Rams. The Rams, they get back in the win column
Yes,
after
they
3
do.
losses, 28-17.
Yeah, the Rams rock and roll at home, 30-10. They know everybody's looking at them,
Exactly.
and they're ready to go.
All right, final 4 p.m. game. Baltimore visits Pittsburgh. The Steelers' struggles continue as the Ravens win on the road 24-16.
I love it. That's perfect. Yeah, I see the Ravens just shredding them 30-10. Now, I do get concerned about Lamar and his one hit away from
He's gonna
being
get injured one of these
finished,
times.
but he is so dynamic, and he seems to just pop right back up. But I'd like
Exactly.
to see him take less hits because he's got a nice arm, but
He runs too much. If you watch
He
the Saints
does.
game last night, it takes on him. He ran like every play.
Yeah.
You're going to get killed.
that was like high school
There's
right
too many
there.
big guys. Yeah, exactly. You can't
Yeah.
be doing that. All
Yeah.
right, final game of the week. Patriots at Buffalo. This is the game of the week. Game of the week right here. The winner of this game wins the division. You heard it here. The winner of this game wins the division. Probably is decided right at the end of this game. Bills 24, Patriots 23.
Wow, a similar, kind of close, not as close as yours, actually, as I look at my score. But I'm thinking this is another game where if Buffalo doesn't get this done, they're not real. And I think they're real. I think they're going to go ahead and take care of New England 34-21 at home.
All right, good
in
spread
front
there.
of the Buffalo Mafia or whatever you call it. The Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia.
There you go. My bad, Adam.
All right, that's a wrap up of the picks. Let's move over to our Fantasy Football League. And Mr. Johnny King is on the docket here. So, Fantasy Football Update, the real deal was beaten. Beaten. Can you believe that I'm saying that? The real deal was beaten 129-124. And they're now 8-4. Still in first place. They are tied for first place now. There you go. Little late arrival for Mr. J. King, but he's here. He's on board.
My man is on time.
Caps teams, Destiny Travelers also beaten 133-95. Now dropped to 2-10, and I believe are officially eliminated from any chances for the postseason.
Oh, it's time to play spoiler.
And you know what? I think the Cap was trying to have a worse record than the Seahawks. I think that was his motive here.
I stayed true to my Seahawks, and it's a reflection of what they're doing.
It is, because you have a lot of their players.
Yeah, it's a real reflection, so it's tough.
All right, week 13 starters for myself. Josh Allen, Buffalo, Cordarrelle Patterson. I didn't start him last week because he was questionable, cost me the victory. Back in the lineup, James Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp. Got to put Zach Ertz in this week because here's that. The Waller, the baller might not play. Elijah Mitchell, running back, San Francisco is my flex. Picked up Arizona's defense. Kicker, right now I have Greg the Leg Joseph, but coach. I never saw a fourth down I didn't like Zimmer. Might make me cut Joseph before this week. So, well, I might have that.
You can't cut
more
the
to
Hall
come.
of Fame guy.
Might no, that's Barry, the punter.
That's the punter. Yeah, you got
But
it.
anyway, I'm not going to give you the bench. You don't need to hear. What do you got, Cap?
All right, real quick for my crew. Russell, not Rusty Wilson, will be starting for us against the rival San Francisco 49ers. Russell, man, block out the noise and get this done. Light the scoreboard up. Shut everybody's mouth. Running backs, Javonte Williams from Denver going against Kansas City's defense. It'll be tough, but he's good for it. I got Kenyon Drake also from the Las Vegas Raiders going against the Washington football team. Get it done, Kenyon. Devontae Smith, Philly wide receiver, has been solid for me all year. He's going against the Jets. He should have a good game against their corners, although he will get hit, but he's built for it. Jalen Waddle, Miami wide receiver. He's been balling for me all year.
Good player. Last couple weeks,
He's
good.
really been on fire. He's going against the New York Giant defense. Really exciting. Looking forward to that matchup. My man Greg Kittle, I got to start him even though he's going against my crew.
You're going to put up 40.
Yeah, he ain't going to put up 40. He'll be lucky if he gets a catch.
But I'm starting him anyway.
Regardless. No, he's a baller. CD Lamb, he played last night and got me 19.2, so we're off to a good start. He kind of got after it on the New Orleans defense. Of course, my defense, I'm riding or dying with my crew. Seattle, it's a rivalry game anyway against San Francisco. Let's go, baby. And then Jason Myers against the Frisco team. He didn't get any kicks off last week. He gave me the eggs.
That's 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Got you 0. Man, what a trade by B
I
Gold.
know, that's loyalty. You get you hurt sometimes. But that's what I got.
All right, cool. That wraps up the fantasy. So, Scolders, 12s, all you football fanatics, thanks for tuning in today. And make sure to get the word out to the people. Get them out. Get the word out. Check out all our episodes. Our listenership is, it's creeping along. We're not in the mainstream media yet, but we're on the cusp. Vikings currently sit at 5-6, which puts them as the 8th seed, which doesn't qualify for the playoffs. You got to be the 7th seed or higher. They have a chance to get back to 500 this week as they visit the Lions. He doesn't like when I say this should be an easy game, but if you're a Viking fan, none of them are, so I'm sure it'll come down to like Greg the Leg or No Leg Joseph, either making or missing something. Anyway, they barely beat the Lions at home in week 5, 19-16. They need to win 4 out of the last 6, which will put them at 9-8. And that should sneak them into the playoffs at a 6 or 7 seed. If they can get healthy by then, they will have a puncher's chance. Buckle up, for the rest of the season. Cap,
sir.
bring us home.
Thanks for joining us for another fantastic voyage. We hope you are having as much fun as we are as we break it down to the ground, the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks journeys. This is the only place you can get this and listen. Please keep listening. Whatever platform you get your podcast from, go get it. And in the spirit of giving, share this podcast with a friend and let's keep on growing. So, Scolders, as always, keep scoling on down the road to the playoffs. To my Seahawks, the 12s, and the entire Emerald Nation, although our chances of getting into the playoffs may be slim to none, doesn't mean we can't go get some good football. So let's wind this trip down and get our work in. Until next time, Viking fans, skol on. And to the 12s, you know how we do it. Emerald up. Go Hawks. Peace.